Sound of Freedom is a movie that all Americans need to be aware of, and unfortunately, because of all of the roadblocks that this movie faced after being made in regards to being released in theaters, the marketing for this movie has solely relied on word of mouth, and that's why I'm making this video. Sound of Freedom is a movie that sheds light on a disturbing issue plaguing our society today, and that is the issue of child trafficking. It tells the story of Tim Ballard, who leaves his job from Homeland Security in order to rescue children, specifically a brother and sister, whose story is highlighted in this film from that disgusting world. Because of the subject matter in this film, it is very difficult to watch. It's very difficult to sit through. It makes you feel incredibly uncomfortable when you're watching this movie in the theater. But it also makes your heart ache for the kids who are living through this nightmare in this film, and it also makes you think about the kids who are currently in this situation right now. It makes you feel anger towards their captors, and it also makes you feel even more enraged when you find out at the end of this film, during a special message from Jim Caviezel, that this movie was being roadblocked from being released to the public. With all the issues in this world, this is really something that people should be made aware of. And the fact that there are people out there who are working towards suppressing this film, it's enraging. The acting in this movie is phenomenal. It's incredible. Jim Caviezel gives a great performance as Tim Ballard. Bill Camp is also in this film. He gives an outstanding performance. And there's a scene in particular that really stands out to me. It's a scene where he's recalling a situation that he got into in his past. It's a very powerful scene. It's a very emotional scene. And you'll know it when you see it. He was just fantastic in that scene. The child actors in this film, they also gave an incredible performance. And considering the subject matter of this film, I think that the people involved in this film, they really took care to be as respectful as they could to these kids while also telling their story. This movie really needs to be seen and supported, despite what the mainstream media says about this movie. It's not a QAnon movie. It's not a right-wing movie. It's not a conspiracy theory movie. I wouldn't even consider this to be a religious movie. The only religious aspect of this movie is the main character, Tim Ballard's religious beliefs that are brought up maybe a couple of times in this film, but I wouldn't consider that to be a reason to label this film a religious film. If you want to, then you can, but that's not the point of this film. The point of this film is to spread these kids' story and make people aware of what they went through and what more children right now are going through. I really respect this film and everyone involved in its creation. I highly, highly recommend that you go see this film. I understand that some people just will not be able to stomach it considering the subject matter. I completely understand that. But if you still want to support this film, you can actually go to angel.com and pay it forward. You can make a donation, buy a ticket for someone who wants to go and see this film, because Sound of Freedom needs to be seen by as many people as possible. God's children are not for sale.